the 8 years administration of President Muhammadu Buhari will end in 9 days. It will head home on May 29, 2023. Buhari emerged as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2015 amid heightened hope as a messianic figure that will rescue the country from downslide. He rode into power under the change mantra, promising Nigerians a more profitable deal than what they get from the ex-president, President Goodluck Jonathan administration. And the administration over the years have claimed that they have been one of the best things to happen to the country. On several occasions, Buhari, his ministers, his government have argued that they have fulfilled most, if not all, the promises they made to Nigerians during the campaign. Although the opinions are divided over this, whether the administration has kept faith with the people. So there's divided opinion over this, but we're going to look at a number of things on today's podcast. So, but what happened last month was that Buhari asked Nigerians to pardon him, especially those who might have felt hurt while he was discharging his duties. I don't know what this apology means. I don't know what Buhari is apologizing for, but this is what we are going to be looking at on today's podcast. So Buhari tendered this apology while he was hosting Federal Capital Territory FCT Abuja community to his last Salah celebration as the president at the presidential villa. So while he was thanking the citizen for tolerating his government for 8 years, Buhari described himself as a lucky and fulfilled politician. And he was talking about how he served as a military governor, as Minister of Petroleum Resources and Head of State. And in his word, he said, "I honestly consider myself very lucky. I was made a governor, Minister of Petroleum, Head of State in uniform. Then after 3 attempts, got through technology and PVC, I became president. I think God has made me and has given me an incredible opportunity to serve as your president, and I thank God for that." So this is his own word. I'm quoting him verbatim now. So please, whoever feel I have done wrong to them, we are all humans. There is no doubt I hurt some people. I wish you will pardon me. And those that think that I've hurt them so much, please pardon me. Now, this apology has attracted wide range of reactions from Nigerians. And I'm not going to look too much into the reactions from Nigeria, but I'm going to be analyzing Buhari's government for 8 years and why Nigerians must reject his apology. Because, I mean, if you look at, so the question is, if Buhari administration is asking for, if Buhari is asking for forgiveness, asking Nigerians to forgive him, I mean, who are the people Buhari is addressing in his apology? Who are the people? Because, I mean, if you look at the families that had their members murdered in cold blood by rampant yes men, we they forget their experience under Buhari's administration. I know human mind is wired to forget certain experiences with the passage of time, but there are some experiences that will remain ingrained in the mind all through life, like people that lost members of their family, they lost their fathers, their mothers, their loved ones, their kids, their children in cold blood to rampaging herdsmen. How will they forgive? So if Buhari administration is asking for forgiveness, I'm just trying to throw this up, that how would these people forgive this administration? Or should we talk about the innocent Nigerians living in IDPs, internally displaced persons that are living in IDP camps, when there is no civil war in Nigeria, will they forget and forgive Buhari? Men whose wives and daughters were openly violated and killed, will they forget and forgive the administration of Buhari? Farmers who were chased out of their farms and they became beggars after losing their source of livelihood, will they forgive President Buhari? Nigerians who were kidnapped along highways and had to pay hefty ransom for their release. Some of them, their families sold their properties, people sold houses just to get them released. Will those people forgive the administration of President Buhari? Because he promised that he would end Boko Haram, he would secure lives and properties, he will make sure that he address all the security crisis in the country, but he never achieved any of that. Now he's coming to the end of his administration and he's asking for forgiveness. Forgiveness for what? Is it forgiveness for failing to secure Nigerians as the commander-in-chief, or what? So what is Buhari asking for forgiveness for? With governors like Governor Samuel Ortom, that was in distress every day, that was crying every day, that was shouting every day, that herdsmen are killing his people, and he was helpless. He could not do anything about it, and he watched his people massacred, killed throughout his administration. Is it that kind of person that would forgive Buhari? So Buhari, I think Buhari, instead of issuing this vague apology, he needs to specifically tell Nigerians what he's apologizing for, so that they can understand, so that we can put things in proper perspective, in proper context, that this is what Buhari is apologizing for. Okay, he can say, I'm not apologizing for 61,000 Nigerians that lost their life under my administration. I just want to apologize for those that I step on their toes, maybe because of my political discussions, or because decisions, or my economic decisions, or this thing. Or I'm not apologizing for those that felt that their human rights were violated by my disobedience to court orders. I just want to apologize to the families of those that lost their lives during my administration. So Buhari needs to put his apology in proper context, so that people can understand what the apology is on. Let me also add that Buhari administration, according to a report by DataFight, spent between 2015 to 2022 8 trillion on security. Yet they could not quell Boko Haram and bandits, and worse, he couldn't query the need to increase budgetary allocation for every year. So they keep increasing the budgetary allocation for security, but they did not secure anywhere in the country. There is no part of the country that is secure. So I just think I need to add. Let's even, if in my opinion, I think Buhari government did things that we have even warranted military to take over power from him. Because let's look at it. In the first time in our history, bandits, or let me say terrorists, actually attacked the Nigerian Defense Academy, military facilities, and killing more soldiers than in the country as if we are in a wartime. So you had like over 20 prisons attacked during Buhari's government, where people lost their lives, inmates were set free. The one that happened in Kuje prison, I think that was the last prison break in Nigeria, where high-profile terrorists that were kept in the prison were released, and up to date, many of them have not been recaptured. So these are the things that happen under this administration. attacks on Nigerian Defense Academy, attacks on military facilities, attacks on military checkpoints, killing of soldiers. More soldiers were killed than the ones killed during the wartime. So what is Buhari administration apologizing for? I think we need to put things into perspective. What is Buhari administration apologizing for? What even about the corrupt politicians that were prosecuted and sent to prison, sent to jail under Buhari's administration, that Buhari government gave pardon to? I remember, I think the ex-governor of Plateau State sent to prison, and Buhari government gave them pardon. These are people that took money, that stole money that belonged to the people. And the government spent money to prosecute them, to hire lawyers, to take them to court, to file cases against them, to take them to court, and to get them jailed. Buhari government actually pardoned them and took them out of prison. And now let's talk about corrupt politicians that were in PDP and crossed to APC and got pardoned because they have crossed to APC. I remember that during the time of Adams Oshiomhole as APC chairman, the Buhari, during the time of Adams Oshiomhole as APC chairman, the party was saying that all corrupt politicians, no matter the party or the amount of money they have stolen, if they come under the shield of APC, they will not be prosecuted. And then you have the likes of Godswill Akpabio, Orji Kalu, Ben Ayade, among others, that today are in APC, and the government is looking away on many corrupt allegations against them. In fact, Godswill Akpabio is now the candidate of APC for Senate president in this same country. So Buhari is asking for pardon, is apologizing to Nigerians, but someone that is under the investigation of EFCC, that is having a lot of allegations of corruption on his head, is now the preferred candidate for Senate president of Nigeria under APC and under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. Let's talk about nepotism. In 2017, Business Day report titled 81 of Buhari's 100 appointees are Northerners showed 81 of Buhari's appointments are either from Northeast, Northwest, or North Central since he became president. 81 out of 100. And that is just one report. And there are so many reports that you can see on the nepotism of Buhari administration. It didn't respect federal character that is in our constitution. It didn't respect the diversity that we have in the country. It was appointing people from Northeast, Northwest, and North Central to the government. And it was the one that was quoted to have said that the constituency that gave him 90% or 97% cannot enjoy the same thing as the constituency that gave him 5%. And if you look at Southeast Nigeria, the region that is marginalized under this current administration, I'm not sure, apart from the statutory ministerial appointment that Buhari needs to make from each of the states in that region, I'm not sure there is any person that have key position in Buhari's administration in the entire region. So if Buhari is apologizing, I just want to know, I just want people to put in the comment section or try to educate me, what is Buhari apologizing for? Is it for the nepotism? Is it for the insecurity in the country? Is it for the corruption, high-level corruption in his administration? Of treasonable felony, cybercrime offenses, money laundering, about the many times that Buhari government disobeyed court orders. I can cite many instances, but I'm just going to do the ones I can remember. I remember of the one of Omoyele Sowore, former presidential candidate of AAC and publisher of Sahara Reporters, who was arrested on August 3rd, 2019 by the DSS in Lagos, transferred to Abuja, and DSS got court order, expert order to keep him for 45 days. They kept him for 45 days. 24 hours to the expiration of the 45-day detention order, the AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, filed charges of treasonable felony, cybercrime offenses, money laundering, all manners of charges against him before the Federal High Court in Abuja. Sowore hired Femi Falana, who applied for bail pending his arraignment. You would recall that Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court granted the prayer, but what the Buhari government through DSS did, they refused to obey the order. They refused to obey the order. They did not comply with the order so many times that DSS, so many times that the court granted bail to Sowore, they refused to release him. What about Ibrahim Ezaki, that on December 2nd, 2016, Justice Gabriel Kolawole of the Federal High Court in Abuja ordered the release of the Islamic movement, the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Ibrahim Ezaki, and his wife Zinat from the custody of DSS. What did DSS and under Buhari administration did? They refused. They disobeyed the order. And even the court ordered the DSS to pay the sum of 50 million as compensation to this family. I'm not sure up to date the government has obeyed that order to pay the fine. What about Sambo Dazuki, former national security advisor under Jonathan administration? Is one of the persons that was charged to court, and despite court orders ordering his release, Buhari government did not obey the order. The order of Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu that ruled that his continued detention since December 2015 that Buhari administration abducted him or arrested him, up until 2019 that they were keeping him in this thing, amounted to a violation of his right. But I'm not sure. Okay, they later obeyed the order, but for so many reasons, they did not. So there were so many orders of courts, even in Nnamdi Kanu that is in prison. So many times the court has ordered that the government should release him, and Buhari government disobeyed that order. So is Buhari apologizing to the families of these people that he blatantly disobeyed the court order, valid court order that ordered their release? So I don't know what Buhari administration. I can go on and on to talk about various human rights abuses under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and time will not permit me, but I need to put this video to an end. I can talk about the assault on innocent protesters at the Lekki toll gate, the massacre of young Nigerians that were asking for end to police brutality and were protesting in peaceful manner, and that maximum force was released on them and many of them lost their lives, which happened on October 20, 2020. I can talk about like the court orders that were violated, as I've mentioned, families of 61,000 people that lost their lives because of the ineptitude of Buhari's administration. I can talk about the Naira redesign policy, where the Supreme Court ordered the government to reverse the decision to withdraw 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira from the circulation, and Buhari government did not obey that order, even when Nigerians were in severe pains, when serious pain, economic crisis, businesses collapsing, and people were really, really suffering. Buhari government did not obey that order of the Supreme Court um, for reasons best known to them. So I can talk about so many things that so many reasons why Nigerians can never accept the apology of Buhari. So I believe that that apology must be rejected, and what Nigerians needs to do, because I want to, and I'm very serious about it, is to do a proper documentation of 8 years administration of Buhari for future generations to read, so that we don't have Buhari like hero again in this country, in Nigeria. Nigeria must never have Buhari like hero, because Buhari was an hero in 2015. People forgave his antecedents, people forget about it, and gave him a clean slate and put their hope in him that he's coming with a change mantra, he's coming to change things. But what did they get? They got nothing from the administration. So I believe that Nigerians must not accept his apology. Nigerians must document, write books, do documentaries on his administration, how he violated valid court orders, how he disobeyed valid court orders, how he violated human rights in the country, how he plunged 133 million Nigerians into poverty, how he destroyed Nigerian economy, make Nigeria debt, made Nigeria debt at 8 trillion, left it at 7 trillion without nothing much to show. And all of these things that he did under his brutal military dictatorships that he repeated even under a civilian administration. So Nigerians must document this. And it's also important for whistleblowers after Buhari administration to blow whistle on some of the information they have, on some of the things they have, and some of the reasons why Buhari should be prosecuted. I think Nigerians should work on those that have information of infractions under Buhari's administration, whether committed by Buhari himself or his ministers or any of his appointees. People need to blow whistle on that. People need to document this government so that we don't make these mistakes. At least we can leave something for the future generation, so that they know what happened between 2015 and 2023. Now, I'm ending the video, but I know that Buhari said he was going to leave legacy of free and fair election. And what did he leave? So what can we write about the conduct of the 2023 Nigerian elections? It's nothing to write home about. So these are the reasons why I think that Nigerians can never forgive the administration of Buhari. Thank you very much for listening, and join me again on Fat Corner